Hey, bud. So, if you remember, if you saw my first video, um, 2 days ago, I posted a review of, I think it was My World Ice Cream, or Terror in the Haunted House from 1958. And, I gave it pretty much maybe 2 stars. I'm not sure if I said that right at the time, but that's what I'd give it. 1.5 or 2. Again, according to Wikipedia, it's not even notable enough, even though I disagree for an article on here. So, what you're looking at right now is a list from the American Film Institute, AFI, of what they consider as of 1998, and then again in 2007, the best made American films, American being quotation marks, best made American films of basically all time. Here's a view of the list. I'm not going to pretend and say that I've seen every single movie, even though I've probably seen every one in bits and pieces. But I'm not going to pretend and say that I've seen every one from start to finish. For sure, since I grew up in, watching old classic black and white movies, I'm kind of impartial to them. But I do think, they're underrated, especially by today's social media generation. So I've seen most of them on this list. I was planning, so basically I released a list of just my amateurish view of the 200 best American made movies of all time, and I commented it on, let's see here, on Watch Mojo's, what they said were the top 10 movies of all time, which of course was a joke, and geared toward the teenage audience or whoever, the age demographics that watch their videos. So it's not a true list. It's not their real opinions of the best made movies. It's their opinions of what people like the most. They had to throw in a few old classics like Citizen Kane, Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind, stuff like that. But I'm gonna do that in another video because this recording software, I basically can only do like 10 minutes at a time. I have another recording software that lets me record for basically a limited amount of time, however much gigabyte space or whatever I have on this Chromebook, but it just makes the video all messed up and stuff, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to review the films, or some of the films in the whatever 5 minutes I have left on this list. So scrolling down through, I don't know if I'm going to list every single one. That's going to have to be for another video or two. But I'm just going to list some of the ones that kind of surprised me more. See, the original list was released in 1998 on cable TV. Then the 2007 list was released, I think it was on ABC or CBS, in 2007. That was 9 years ago. 9 years ago and 9 years after the original list. It really makes me kind of mad, even though, of course, it takes a lot of work for them to compile these lists, and to kind of coordinate everything between all the film critics, viewing them over again. It probably takes like a good few years, but I just think, time and opinions have changed since 2007, and since it was 9 years between 98 and 2007, I think they should have released another list this year, 2016, but they're not going to do that, so the ones that surprised me with how far they dropped, for starters, let's look at The Bridge on the River Kwai, or Kwai, however you pronounce it. I've seen that movie maybe 10, 15 times in parts, probably 5 to 10 times full, more like 10. It was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. Again, it came out in 1957. Even without looking at it, I know it starred William Holden. Was it Peter Sellers? Yeah, and it was directed by not William Holden, but sorry, I'm having trouble remembering it. But I remember a lot about the movie. It was it was filmed in, I think, Ceylon at the time. Of course, it's now called Sri Lanka, on some major river there. You wouldn't think they'd have any rivers like that on that island, but yeah, it was a great film. So that in the 1998 list here, these critics listed the movie as the 13th best American-made film of all time, even though it's kind of British influence or whatever. Hold on. Sorry about that. My grandmother walking in, wondering what I was doing. You can see I'm a beginner at this. But, so, Bridge on the River Kwai. Too lazy, I should have just looked it up on how to say it, but, so it was listed in 1998 at number 13, best American film of all time. And then in 2007, it magically dropped 23 places to plummet all the way down to a dismal 36. I just like to know why they moved it down that far. I mean, because they've moved other movies. It's not that it's fallen out of favor. It's, not as contemporary anymore, because movies like City Lights moved all the way from rank 76 to 11 in the 2007 update. So I just like to get their reasoning on that. Then other movies, like, look at this, The African Queen. Seen it maybe 10, 15 times, like The Bridge on the River Kwai. Yeah, so it came out in 1951, starred Humphrey Bogart, Katharine Hepburn. It was a great film. So it was ranked 17th best film of all time in 98. And then, voila, and then 2007, plummeted to 65. It dropped 48 places. And many consider it to be one of the best, or over time second best, compared to Casablanca, film that Bogart starred in, and maybe Katharine Hepburn as well. The only thing I can think of about this, again, it was filmed, I think, in was it Technicolor? I don't know. Anyway, it was filmed in color, which is pretty good for the time, 1951. The only thing I can figure about why it dropped so far is because of maybe perceived sexism in it. Kind of like how Bogey and Hepburn kind of jived in the film, so to speak. So maybe just because of it's like a changing in the time period and how these critics are thinking. So maybe that's why they dropped it down that far, which is a complete joke. You're not supposed to look at it like that. You're supposed to look at it, in my opinion anyway, how good the movie was made. Not necessarily the ideas in it or whatever, but the cinematography, the acting, all that. This was a legit movie, and a lot of it was filmed in Africa. All the Congo, and some of it was filmed in the UK, but so it just kind of makes me leery about that. Here's another example: One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I've seen it a couple of times. From 1975, it dropped. I think it starred Jack Nicholson. Dropped from 20 to 33. That's another big drop. A lot of people consider it to be the best comedy of all time, even though it's not. And this video is about to end, guys, but I'll do one more example. Dr. Zhivago. So it was ranked 39th in 98, and then it was not ranked at all, even though it was nominated for the top 100 in 2007. What happened? That is one of the greatest movies of all time. That's all I got for this video, guys. I'll be here in the next one. See you.